All right, let's talk about something that's the absolute bedrock of any economy: trust. And for this, we're diving into what's happening in Nepal, where the very institution that's supposed to protect the country's financial system, well, it's facing a major crisis of confidence. Let's get right into it. So let's just start with the big question, right? What actually happens when the very people guarding a country's money lose everyone's trust? I mean, the ripple effects are just massive. And as you're about to see in Nepal, it's a situation that can put a whole country's economic future on the line. Okay, so in Nepal, this guardian we're talking about is the Securities Board, known as SEBON. Now, this is the top dog, the main regulator for the entire stock market. It's meant to be that solid foundation for financial security, but yeah, right now, it's in the middle of a serious crisis of confidence. So to really get what's at stake here, you've got to understand what SEBA is all about. It was set up back in 1993, and its whole job, its entire reason for being, is to be the neutral referee in the game. Making sure the market is fair, everything's out in the open, and that your investments are safe. It's supposed to be one of the main pillars of the whole economy. But that pillar, well, it's starting to show some serious cracks. You see, instead of being the symbol of stability everyone can rely on, SEBON has found itself tangled up in all sorts of controversy. And that's just been eating away at the trust of the very investors it's meant to be protecting. And look, this didn't just happen overnight. It's been a slow burn for sure. So SEBON gets its start in '93. Fast forward to 2024, and you start seeing its board appointments getting caught up in political games. Then, just a year after that, things boil over inside the organization. You've got employees actually protesting their own chairman. It's a textbook case of things going from bad to worse. And these headlines, they're really just symptoms of much deeper problems. When you dig into it, you find this constant political meddling, with parties fighting for control over who gets appointed. On top of that, you've got outdated tech, a public that isn't super financially savvy, and then bam, global economic shocks hit. It's basically the perfect storm of pressure from both the inside and the outside. And it all boils down to this: you absolutely cannot have a healthy, strong market if people don't have confidence in it. It's just not possible. Once that trust disappears, the money dries up, and the whole system becomes incredibly fragile. So this isn't just some internal drama at one agency. No way. This is a problem for the entire national economy. Okay, so after all that, you might be thinking it's all doom and gloom, but it's not. There's actually a pretty clear path forward that's been laid out. Think of it as a blueprint for a comeback, and it's designed to tackle these problems head-on. So here's the plan. It's got 4 main parts. Step 1, make SEBON truly independent. That means appointments are based on merit, not who you know in politics. Step 2, drag their tech into the 21st century. We're talking better security, real-time monitoring, the whole 9 yards. Step 3, mix things up. Introduce new investment products, but also, and this is key, teach people about finance. And finally, step 4, get tough. Start actually enforcing the rules with serious penalties. You can see how each step directly takes on one of those big weaknesses we talked about.
But a plan is just a piece of paper without accountability, right? It brings up that classic, crucial question: who watches the watcher? I mean, if SEBON is the one making the rules, who's making sure they're playing by the rules?
Well, it turns out there are a few layers of oversight already in place. You've got the Ministry of Finance, which deals with appointments. Then there's the Auditor General, who comes in every year to check the finances. And above them all, you have parliamentary committees for legal oversight. The whole idea is to make sure SEBON isn't just off on its own, operating in a bubble. Okay, so let's imagine this all works. The plan gets put into action, the oversight does its job. What's the big payoff? What does this path to prosperity actually mean for Nepal's economy? Well, for starters, how about this? Experts think that just by getting people to trust the system again, the stock market's total value could jump by 15 to 20%. That is a huge amount of money, and it's all powered by one thing: confidence. And it doesn't stop there. The good news would ripple out across the entire country. A market that people can actually trust could boost Nepal's whole GDP by 1 to 2%. Now, that might not sound like a lot, but it's a very real, very tangible boost to the nation's economic health. So when you boil it all down, the ultimate goal here is way bigger than just damage control or getting out of the news. It's about a total transformation, taking SEBON from this source of controversy and turning it into a trusted, powerful engine for Nepal's economy. And that leaves us with one final and pretty massive question. The plan is on the table. The potential payoff is clear. But can these reforms really break the cycle for good? Can they build a financial future for Nepal that is finally, truly free from political games? Honestly, the answer to that question could decide the entire economic future of the country.